Welcome to Mastering the Numbers, your go-to podcast for a deep dive into the world of business and entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Joe Mallo. Join me as I sit down with successful business owners to uncover their journeys, learnings, successes, and future plans. From market trends to personal stories of triumph, Mastering the Numbers delivers invaluable insights to fuel your own entrepreneurial spirit. So grab a seat and get ready to be inspired.
Welcome back, everyone, to Mastering the Numbers. I am Joe Mallo with the Lead Edge Consulting Group. We're powered by Focal Point Business and Executive Coaching. Today, I'm excited to have a new guest on. Her name is Sonya Paster. She is the owner of SPJ Design. Sonya, thanks for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I know quite a bit about your business, but the audience doesn't. So if you could do me a favor, tell us a little bit about SPJ Design.
SPJ Design is my personal solo business. I am a graphic designer. I do logo design and brand strategy for small business owners or new business owners. Mostly my favorite clients to work for are female creatives, but I'll work with anybody who needs some design work and business, but the female creatives are my favorites.
Yeah, perfect. Well, the audience doesn't know this, but you did a phenomenal job of creating my new logo and my business cards and some marketing materials. So I was really excited to have you on to spread the word of the quality work that you do. So I want to dig in a little bit more, to get some ideas about your business. I guess what inspired you to start your own business or start this entrepreneurial journey?
Right. So the funny thing is, I actually didn't know that I was going to start a business or that I even wanted to. It was my husband's idea. He saw my frustrations and just the impossible looking for a new job. And he said to me, he says, "Hey, can you do what you do by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure," without even thinking about it. And he said, "Great." He goes, "I got an idea." He goes, "We're going to have a Shark Tank meeting and I'll let you know if I'm going to invest in your business." He said, "So come prepared." And we set up a date at Panera, and we literally sat at the table and kind of had a Shark Tank meeting where he asked me about my business and he asked me about what I needed and all the things that go into starting a new business. And before I knew it, there we were at the Apple Store and a couple other places grabbing stuff that I needed to start my business. And it was kind of wild. I was like, I didn't really know what I was getting into. But it has turned out to be a great thing that I started. And it's been quite the journey for the last 6 years or so.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the hardest part is just getting started. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
So it was good your husband helped make that decision, or help you with that decision. So what have been some of the biggest challenges or struggles since you started your business?
Yeah.
That you've had to overcome?
So from day one, it really was, now I need a name and I need to set it up. And I had no ideas. But Joe's a business owner. That's my husband's name. And so he was able to help me with his network, using his network to get my business set up, coming up with a name with the struggle, because SPJ is my initials for myself and my last name, and for my husband Joe and my daughter Jillian. And Sarah Jessica Parker also has the same initials. So all the ones I had originally thought of name-wise, all the URLs were taken. So we kind of had to regroup and start that. And then for me personally and some of my clients, just finding clients, people to work with, was a challenge. I never had to look for clients before. I always had them brought to me at other agencies and places that I worked. But the good thing was I was already networking, looking for a job. So the next time I went to that networking meeting, instead of asking for a job, I was like, "Hey, who do you know that needs a graphic designer, my first official commercial for my business. And through that network, I was able to pick up clients, and just honing that commercial and that ask has been a struggle. It took a few years to figure out, who my clients were and who I wanted to work with and stuff like that. And those are some of the challenges. Money becomes a challenge sometimes if you need some equipment. But I had an investor, so I got lucky there. And they are out there. You just have to ask, which I've learned. I'm just trying to think of other big ones. Yeah, those are probably the biggest ones to get rolling.
Great. Thanks for sharing that with us. So you mentioned networking. Has networking been a valuable tool in growing your business over the years?
Oh, it's been everything. I have no idea where my clients would have come from if I didn't have networking groups, setting up a network of people that I know, like, and trust. They help me either on my business side, setting up my business, or working through any challenges or problems that I have, ideas, processes, all the things that we need as business owners. And all walks of life, from, just any business really can help you. They've been there, especially ones who have been in business, been there, done that. And you can ask them questions because they've all started somewhere at some point, and they've been through, what you've been through. I've joined a creative mastermind of my peers. That has been great. That network is because they understand even more. They understand better what's going on and the struggles that I have in the creative industry. And a lot of them are around my age, which makes a difference. There's different struggles as we get older and better.
Right. Right. So would you say that, for those business owners that are in a way locked inside their business and they don't leave their office, it would probably be a valuable tool for them to start networking?
Yes, it's some of the misconceptions is that you can do everything all by yourself as a solo business owner, and that you're good at everything, and you're not.
Right.
I've learned that there's a lot of things that money is not a strong suit, so I get help with that. And you need to get out and socialize with people. I am an introvert. People who know me who've known me a while can't imagine that's the case. But right in the beginning, I can be a little quiet. And kind of into myself. I enjoy being at home alone, but there are days that it just helps to get through your business and grow your business, being out and about and joining mingles and networking events and just talking to people in general will help you make connections for customers and clients, and also help you through any processes or challenges that you have.
Well, and like any good business owner, you overcame the challenge of being an introvert, and you went outside of your comfort zone, and look where you are now. So I would have never thought you were an introvert ever.
See,
so you have to.
I've learned to get past it.
That's right. You have to put your head down and move forward. So that's great. Any other common misconceptions that you hear about, running a business or owning a business?
The doing of the loan thing, like I said, misconceptions. That other people, I was really surprised. Other people are really willing to help. Especially your competition. You may see them as the enemy, but your competition really could be your best friend. They could be your best resource to help you out. There's plenty of clients or customers to go around, because everybody does it could be the exact same job, but everybody does it differently.
Right.
So there's plenty to share, and you shouldn't be afraid of your competition. They're great resources. They're very helpful.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
surprised. That made me nervous at first, but once I started asking, it was much better.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always felt in my career that meeting with people in a study group type setting, that we all do the same thing. We learned a lot from each other, even though we were in some instances direct competitors.
Mhm.
So we learned a lot. It worked out. So next question, and this is one that I talk about a lot with everybody. How do you maintain a work-life balance, with your career, your family, everything that's going on in your life, or is that even possible for you?
Yeah, it was. The combination of, and it took me a few years to figure this out, but the combination of things that I like to do personally, um, physical fitness, eating healthy, that kind of thing, works really well with my business. It's a good metaphor for what I do in the brand strategy and graphic design and stuff. And I combine those two things together. So the physical fitness and eating healthy and healthy mindset stuff keeps me on track in my business. It guides me. It helps with stress, especially the working out part. I do have some boxing things that I do. So if I'm really having a rough day, that's very helpful. But being healthy and fit for yourself really lends to balancing out the stress of your job and the frustrations that you run into and the challenges that you run into. And having a healthy mindset. If you're struggling health-wise, if you're physically not healthy, it just makes everything harder. It makes working with clients harder. It makes dealing with your family harder. So a lot of that health and fitness is kind of how I balance things out. Right from day one, which advice that I got from somebody is to set office hours. So my office hours are from, 9 to 5. And I try to get to my desk at 9 o'clock. I may be eating breakfast, but I'm at my desk getting organized and set for the day. Do I work outside of those hours? Absolutely. But they're on my terms. It's when I want to, or I feel like it, or if it's necessary. In the very beginning, I got dressed like I was going to work. I made sure that I looked like if I had to run out to a meeting, I'd be ready to go. Now, since the pandemic, I've been a little lazier. It's a little more comfortable, more relaxed. And I just treat the day like you're actually going to work, because you are. And if you set that in your head when you start off your day, it's like, okay, right now I'm focused on work. And there are times during the day that, I need to run downstairs and throw something, in the refrigerator so it defrosts by dinner, or something needs prep time. But I try to stick to work hours doing work when it's necessary. But the joy of being an entrepreneur and being on your own is, those lines get blurred a little bit, but it's okay. As long as the work gets done and your limits, and at least in my business, creativity isn't something you can turn on and off. Sometimes it comes at some weird hour, so you sit down and you work. But I try to set up those, gonna do work here and life here. People can call and text and email me all they want. And I try to limit that of interrupting my day or my evenings or my weekends.
Right. Work-life balance can certainly be a challenge, but it seems like you've got it figured out somewhat, which is better than most people, probably including myself. So
because burnout is real, and I don't want to go there.
Right. Of course. So it seems like you have a good support system at home with your husband, Joe.
I do.
Do you also have a support system outside of your husband?
Yeah, my creative mastermind group has been very helpful. That's newer. I started that in the fall.
Yeah.
They're a plethora of information, things that I didn't even consider, know about. That's where I learned new things. Learning is huge. And I belong to a BNI network. Those people are great in there. They're some of my customers, clients. I can ask for business advice. They help in the different things that I need for my business, if it's money or if it's web design, and then they support me. And then those people I can refer to my clients as well. So they support me personally, and then they support my business, because I'll have clients who need something, and
Yeah.
I have a network that I can pull from. Friends and family are great. They can be cheerleaders, but a lot of times those people aren't going to understand you and your journey. And it's fine, because it's not for them, it's for you.
Right.
But hopefully that, I mean, they're not going to be your best clients, maybe.
Right.
But hopefully they're your best cheerleaders.
Yeah. Hopefully. I just think it's so critical that you have some type of support system, either at home or outside of the home, but probably both. So
Yes.
I agree. So with everything going on, all the learning you do, to help with your clients, how do you stay motivated and focused on a day-to-day basis?
I truly love what I do. I have found who my target audience is and the people that I want to work with, and they bring me joy. They make me feel good when I do a good job, and I hear them say, I love my logo, I love my marketing piece, I love what you've done for me. Those are my goals. Those are the things that keep me motivated and keep me going. And I truly just love creating. And it's not, you hear it all the time, but it's really true. If you love what you do, it's not a job.
Yeah. I think that's so true. If you like it, it doesn't seem like work.
Right.
So a good question here, that I like to ask is, what does your business look like in the next 12 to 36 months? Where do you see it?
Um, I think the next year or so, it's still pretty status quo the way things are going now. I get a lot of my clients from my networking, from my BNI.
Right.
Hopefully through my mastermind, I can expand a little bit outside of my local area.
Yeah.
Maybe look more nationally. Yeah, just finding, the new clients that I like to work with.
Right.
And I can help them the most, especially those small business owners, new business owners. I think they all deserve to be seen and heard professionally, and that's kind of my goal.
Okay.
The referrals, I'm gonna stick with BNI. The referrals come in. It's a great place to be for me. They're warm referrals. Cold calling is not my thing. So
Right.
we're not adding that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next couple of years, I don't see any major changes for me. Yeah, for now, we're good.
Do you see any challenges that you're going to have to deal with in the business world over the course of the next 12 to 36 months? Is there something out there that you're going to have to overcome?
Yeah, I think AI is going to be the biggest thing. We talk about it a lot amongst the creative group that I'm in. We have decided that it's probably best for us to embrace it and learn it well, know how to use it, wield it just as another tool like the computer. Some of us were talking about in the beginning when the computers, Apple and stuff like that started to become popular in the 90s. Graphic designers were freaking out because everything was done by hand, and like, oh my God, they're going to take over, we're going to be put out of business. And they just embraced it and started to use it as a tool.
Yeah.
And that's really what AI is going to be. And we can offer to our clients that you don't need to learn AI. You don't need to worry about it. I got you. I got you covered.
Right.
We'll learn it. We'll take care of it. We'll use it to get even better results for, you know, our clients and what we do for them. But it's nerve-wracking because it's something new to learn. The prompts are the biggest part of that learning curve, I think, is how to put the information in so you get what you want on the other side of it.
Right.
But I will find those resources to teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I've dabbled.
They're certainly out there. Yeah,
Yes.
you can't be scared of technological improvements. I mean, they're going to happen. We all know it. Like you said, you're better to embrace it and learn it than to be scared and run away. So,
Yeah.
we've seen plenty of companies fail because they didn't keep up with their technological advancements. So, so final couple questions. What's the best advice anybody's ever given you in regards to your business that you'd like to share?
I don't know if there's any one particular best advice thing. It's just been multiple things over the years, little tidbits I've picked up or people have suggested. The biggest ones are joining and creating networks, either, you know, Chamber of Commerce or BNI or women's groups or things like that. Creative mastermind groups if you're in the creative business, or whatever your peers, you know, industry has for networking. That's probably the best advice, and not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
And your competitors are not the enemy,
Right.
like I said. Yeah, so it's a lot of, it's just the thread of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Has been, yeah, those things that have advice-wise that have come through.
Right. Yeah. Is there any advice you would give someone who's thinking about starting a business, but they just can't seem to do it? They're stuck.
Right. Sometimes the stuck is their fear, and they need to work through that. I know every time that I need to do something different or I need to work on my own business, fear holds me back. So you just kind of have to have that Nike, just do it, like rip off the Band-Aid and just jump in 2 feet. A little planning goes a long way. You know, like my story in the beginning was I didn't even know that I was going to start a business, and I didn't really have a business plan. And it just probably took me a little bit longer to fully get up and running. So a little bit of business planning, brand strategy, business strategy, they can be combined together. So maybe finding a coach if you're not sure, doing your homework, making sure that the industry that you want to work in, you really, really understand the industry, who your clients are, and how you're going to help them. Like, what are their pain points? What are they suffering from? And how can you relieve those pains for them and make things better, make their lives easier, make their business easier? You know, those are some struggles that new business owners have and you know, can get advice on. I do some of that in my strategy, helping new businesses, just because there's a lot of different things you have to look at, and you're like, I don't even know where to start.
Right.
But you really need that background before you even get to the logo design and what your business is going to look like. And you need to know your messaging, and there's little things, and it's steps, little baby steps. You can't do everything at once. So if you can create some lead time where you can start setting up all of those things, and you can get through it pretty quickly, especially the clearer you are about what you want to do and who you want to help. Those are great places to start, is that background information and research.
Fantastic. That's some great nuggets of advice. I tell you, once again, I appreciate you being a part of my interview series and being on the podcast. It was great to have you on. We've worked together, so I know the quality, the high quality level of what you do. So I was excited to have you on. If
you.
anybody wants to get a hold of you for, to discuss design, how can they reach you?
So the best is email. So it's Sonya, SONYA at spjdesignllc.com. And phone number is 216-543-0368, or my LinkedIn page is either my name, Sonya Paster, or SPJ Design.
Perfect. All right, definitely reach out if you want some high quality design work done. Sonya, once again, thank you very much, and we'll catch everybody on the next episode of Mastering the Numbers. Take care.
Thank you.
You've just experienced another insightful episode of Mastering the Numbers. We hope you enjoyed the journey and gained valuable insights to fuel your financial success. Don't forget to subscribe to Mastering the Numbers on your favorite podcast platform to never miss an episode. And be sure to leave us a review to let us know how we're doing. Until next time, keep pushing forward and let your entrepreneurial spirit soar. Thank you for listening.